Wanted to push the ball up the floor, and Brown missed his intended target. Simpson in the corner.
Mac looking to take their first lead of the game.
McMaster on an 8-2 run right now, spanning the end of the first quarter and here into the second quarter. Redpath will put the ball on the floor. Little seam opened up. He goes inside to Joseph, and he is able to knock one down from the baseline.
Troy Joseph, as I mentioned earlier, 30 points when they came back against the Ottawa GGs. A game that, believe it or not, the GGs rose in the RPI with the loss.
Three-to-pointer by Ryan Bennett is an air ball. Boney in the lane, gets right underneath and gets fouled on the play, and will get 2 shots from the line.
And that is Bennett's second foul that sends Boney to the charity stripe, and he'll take a rest. And this is one spot where Rohan has to do a little work. He's not necessarily money from the charity stripe.
65% as he knocks down the first one. He does a little bit of everything well, though. John, 10.6 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 2.5 assists a game.
Certainly a player that Coach Conley can rely on to do a number of things for the MAC offense and defense.
Out of the break, it goes to Simpson, who finishes in transition.
Someone missed their assignment there as Leon Alexander came right back for MAC and missed. Badgers looking to take the lead again.
Simpson spots up, gets the feet square. Three-pointer is short. Marshall with the rebound out of the double team. He goes underneath, and a good pump fake by Angelini. He sold it well and was fouled.
Rohan Boney picking up the foul, but one thing I'll give Zach Angeli credit for is using a pump fake, not a dribble to nowhere and losing the ability. He pumped, got the defender in the air, and he's rewarded with 2 free throws.
Angelini, as you take a look at the tail of the tape, a little more unorthodox, 6'2", 225, John, a build almost more suited for football.
Which he did not play in his days at St. Thomas More. He was always basketball.
2 foul shots to restore the lead to Brock, 26-25.
And we're getting a little deeper into the bench now for the Badgers as Gardner checks in. But one thing back to Zach's pump fake earlier, a lot of players these days take a dribble, and I call it the dribble to nowhere because you take yourself out of triple threat position and ultimately you make yourself a sitting duck for the defense.
Excellent point, John. Fundamentals, always make yourself that triple threat. Alexander missed a jumper. McMaster reset. Alexander thought about a 3. Goes inside and down low. Good strong move by Boney, and he finishes with the left hand.
Boney picking up 10 points now. Right now he is leading the Marauders on offense.
Angelini spots up for 3, and it's no good. Boney elevates for the rebound. Spins, and McMaster has numbers. They run transition basketball beautifully, and Joseph with the emphatic finish as we go into a timeout.
Can't imagine why Coach Kissy called that timeout, Steve, but a little run there by Mac, and a 3-on-1 break results in Troy Joseph showing that rather talented lineage from the Joseph clan.
6'6", 5th year from Ajax. Accounting student is Troy Joseph as he finished that beautiful, really beautiful transition basketball run by McMaster. And you talk about the triple threat. Transition basketball, you don't want the ball to touch the floor if you're running it well.
Exactly, and you run those drills. I don't know many coaches that don't run those drills in practice to get that ball moving. But, you know, over my many years of watching basketball and refereeing it, when you see that dribble to nowhere and you take yourself out of that position, it really is frustrating to watch. And I would suggest to you, Steve, that overall, a lot of the players today have a great skill set. However, sometimes those little lapses, you know, take away from the overall game and, you know, the team concept that you got to work on, as Brock will have the throw in 7:16 left in our second period, and the Badgers are down 29-26.
Badgers had the lead up to 7 at one point. McMaster has responded since then, 16-6 over the last couple of minutes of the first quarter, and the first now 2 minutes 50 seconds and running of the second quarter. Here's Nolan McKenzie picking up his dribble. Nate Gardner, Marshall, good up fake, strong to the basket, switches and then missed the shot. And he switched hands, forced it a bit.
Well, give credit there to Connor Gilmore on the defense for forcing Marshall to switch hands. And unfortunately for Mr. Gilmore, he couldn't corral the rebound, and Brock has the ball for the throw-in.
Here's McKenzie giving it to Elgady. Elgady jumper from the foul line, and the big man shows a little range as he knocks down a jumper.
As the saying goes, stop, pop, and drop. And if you're a big guy that can consistently hit that jumper from that range, it's going to make it easier for you to drive to the hole later.
Alexander with the ball on the floor. Touch pass. Gilmore with the up fake. Will kick it out, and the three-pointer is off the front rim by David McCullough. Rebound cleared by Marshall. He's surrounded, though, and was fouled on the play. Both Joseph and Alexander were aggressive on that.
Troy Joseph's first foul, but nonetheless, aggressive defense by Mac was almost rewarded there because the Brock player had nowhere to go with the defenders there.
Back up the floor, 1 point game. McMaster leads. As we expected, it would be a very tight one here at the Meridian Center. Elgady, 6 on the shot clock. Simpson, a little off balance with that jumper, and he missed. Alexander pushed up to Redpath. He's going to cue up a 3 in transition. He's all by himself and missed badly on that. Simpson back with Elgady, and he'll pull it back and reset with McKenzie.
Normally you would say that's a good attempt by Aaron Redpath, but that one had nowhere near the mark as the ball is going to the Marauders off the rebound.
Nate Gardner tried to work his way inside there.
Now Ryan Bennett checking back in. He has 2 fouls, 5:40 left in the second. He has to make sure he doesn't pick up that third one because, as I mentioned, Brock doesn't go that deep into their bench.
Slow start for Bennett in the game today, a guy who averages 12.3 a game. Alexander goes the crossover, almost lost the dribble, fights his way into the lane, fade away jumper. That's a beautiful shot from Alexander.
Certainly very difficult for a defender to defend, as Alexander now has 9 points for the Marauders.
Simpson. Ball on the floor and then lost as Bennett made a move. Redpath right into the teeth of the defense. He got it to Gilmore, who missed. Simpson in the open floor, skips it all the way across to Marshall. Great feed to Elgady, and he missed the dunk.
Steve, I'm not sure how much more wide open Elgady had to be, but that could be big down the stretch, believe it or not, in a close game.
Boney off balance, and he missed. Alexander with the rebound, and it's over the head, deflected off of Elgady of Redpath. McMaster, 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, I mean, ultimately it's been close. It's been a bit of a chess match, and right now you have the starters in their entirety on the floor now for Brock. And, you know, Mac has gone in 10 deep so far, and, you know, it'll be an interesting tale as we wear on.
Entry pass in, McNeil, tough fadeaway, and he missed.